Hey YouTube, today as the title of this video suggests, I'm going to be installing some partial coil splits for my Fender Cobain Jaguar. I'd been thinking about doing coil splits for a while on this guitar, but the main thing keeping me from doing it was the neck pickup here, which is a PAF 36th anniversary. I've been concerned about splitting the PAF because it already has a relatively low output, so essentially dividing that output in half means that you're going to have a significant volume drop. So what I'm doing today is installing a partial coil split for both of these pickups. So what that'll do is it'll give you a split coil sound, but it will still bleed in some of the output from the other coil, which means that you won't have the volume drop that you'd expect when you're splitting coils usually. And also it'll give you another added advantage of giving you some hum cancelling. You'll still be able to hear a little bit of a hum, especially when compared to full humbucker mode, but it's better than it would be if you were just doing a straight coil split. To do this mod, all you need is one of these, one of the standard slider switches that you have usually in your Jaguars or your Jazzmasters. It's just one of these switches that you use for the rhythm lead switching, a dual pull, dual throw slide switch. And I'm going to be installing it in the control plate here, where I believe there's just underneath here just a little plastic sheet. So I'm going to be taking that off, taking off the plastic, installing the switch, and using the 4-conductor wiring from the pickups to accommodate the partial coil split. Okay, apart from the DPDT switch I forgot to mention, you're also going to need a resistor for this. I'm using a 4.7K resistor, and yeah, they're really cheap. You can get them at your local electronics store. I got them from Jaguar for about 55 cents, I believe. So as you can see with the Cobain wiring scheme, they do use 4 conductors for both these pickups. You can see there's on the diagram, I don't have the diagram in front of me, but it'll say these wires are taped off or shrink wrapped, and they're the wires that you're going to be using to do the coil split. Okay, so let's get started by taking the strings off and disassembling the guitar. Okay, so you can see that this is the black plastic sheet that goes behind the control plate. So just unscrew these and take that off, and I guess keep it safe somewhere in case you want to reverse this mod. But yeah, whatever you want to do with it. Okay, so now the guitar is disassembled to the point where you need it to be to do this. So what you're looking for is you got to trace each of these wires for the humbuckers and find the taped off wires, which you can see here is this one. You can see it's white and red that are taped off that white heat shrink. And on the other side, it should be white and black. And so you're going to have to remove the white heat shrink from both and then lengthen the wires so that they can reach into the main control cavity for your pickup switching here. So in this case, the wire will go from here to here and then from here to here. Okay, so now these wires have been lengthened, ready for the partial coil splits. See, I've got enough wire so it can easily reach up into that cavity. So now what you want to do is put everything back together with those wires going through to that cavity. Okay, so once you've got those wires ready to put on the switch, you can mount your switch to this hole beneath the 3-way toggle switch, and I also used some, I think they were M4 sized hex nuts as spacers to lower the switch a bit so I don't accidentally hit it or anything. So basically what you're going to do is connect your 4.7K resistors onto the two lugs on either side of the switch. Doesn't matter which side you use, just pick one, they've both got to be on the same side. So then you solder it to the lugs there and then have them going to ground, which is happening here, as you can see on the actual switch itself. And then pretty much all you have to do is solder the extension leads from your pickup wires for the coil splitting to the two middle lugs, and that's pretty much it. Okay, so that's all you need to do for this mod. It's a pretty neat little mod, if I do say so myself. I wanted to keep it as unobtrusive as possible and keep the overall look of the guitar. So I feel like just adding a slider switch for this, where a slider switch would have gone, is a good way to go. It's interesting when I look at pictures of Kurt's guitar, actually, it looks like there may actually still be a switch in there that's just been, had the top filed down as he liked to do with his Mustang switches and stuff like that, but who knows, I could be wrong, my eyesight is shocking, but that's what it looks like to me. But anyway, that's all done electronically. Now let's test how it sounds. Okay, so there we have it. That's the partial coil split mod for the Cobain Jaguar. You can use that mod for any kind of HH guitar, or even just a guitar with a single humbucker if you just want to do a partial coil split. But I think this mod actually works really, really well in this guitar. Didn't really notice any volume drop when I changed to single coil mode in any position, so very, very usable. And yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you found the video useful. As usual, like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out. And let me know what you think about it in the comments.